I never used to be afraid of mirrors. Now I can't be in the same room as one without feeling like I'm being watched. Not by someone behind me, but by something inside. It started last winter during a snowstorm that hit out of nowhere. I was driving cross country, already exhausted, and the whiteout swallowed the highway faster than I thought possible. No exits, no cars, just endless white and the sound of snow scraping against my windshield like fingernails. When I finally saw the glowing sign of the Clear Pine Motor Lodge, it felt like a lifeline. I pulled in, tires crunching on ice. The lot was almost empty. One car, maybe two. The building leaned like it wanted to collapse under the weight of time. The guy at the front desk didn't ask questions. He slid the key across the counter and mumbled something I didn't catch. Room 313. I remember the numbers burned into the metal tag. Even then, something in my stomach twisted. The third floor was silent, the kind of silence that isn't peaceful, more like something holding its breath. The hallway smelled like mold and something sickly rotten beneath it. The kind of scent that clings to your clothes and follows you out. Room 313 was at the very end. The door didn't want to open, like it was trying to keep me out. The inside was worse, air thick and unmoving, like it hadn't been disturbed in years. The wallpaper peeled like old skin. The radiator groaned but gave no heat, and on the far wall, bolted in place, was the mirror. It didn't belong there. Everything else in the room was run down, generic. But the mirror looked untouched, ornate silver frame, glass so clean it barely reflected light. It felt out of place, like it had been waiting. That first night I tried to ignore it, slept with the TV on, buried under blankets that smelled like dust and mildew. Around 2:30 a.m. I woke up choking on air that felt like smoke, though nothing was burning. The room wasn't hot, but it was suffocating. I sat up and my eyes landed on the mirror. It wasn't reflecting me. The bed was there, the lamp, the stains on the wall, but I wasn't in it, just an empty bed, perfectly made, like I had never been there at all. I should have left right then, but I was too tired, too numb. I told myself it was a trick of the light, that I was dreaming. I turned the mirror toward the wall. I barely slept the rest of the night. On the second night, I covered it completely, took the motel's scratchy blanket and taped it over the glass, but it didn't matter. I woke up again at 3 o'clock a.m. on the dot. The air felt heavier, colder. I couldn't move right away. My body felt pinned, like something was pressing down on my chest. My ears were ringing, and then I heard it, breathing, shallow, wet, not mine. I tore the blanket off the mirror and almost screamed. There was something standing behind me in the reflection, a figure tall, hunched, nothing but shadow. No features. Just black, pulsing mass where a face should be, but I could feel it smiling. I spun around, nothing there. I left the lights on after that, but the darkness still crept in from the corners. The third night, I didn't sleep at all. I sat in the chair by the door, watching the mirror from across the room. My reflection stared back, except it wasn't me anymore. It was wrong. The posture, the expression, the way its eyes moved too slowly or not at all. It blinked when I didn't, tilted its head slightly out of sync. Then it lifted its hand, and I swear I felt fingers brush the back of my neck. The air behind me dropped below freezing. My reflection grinned, the mouth split wider than it should have. Teeth too many, too sharp. It opened its arms like it was inviting me in, and the glass started to ripple. That was the moment I knew the mirror wasn't just a mirror. It wasn't showing reflections. It was showing something else, somewhere else. A place that looks like ours, only hollowed out. Starving. I ran. Didn't pack. Didn't speak. To the front desk. I just drove until I saw city lights and didn't stop shaking for days. But the thing is, it followed me, not physically, not like in the movies, but now every mirror I pass feels wrong. Sometimes I catch glimpses, my face slightly too still, my body a half second behind me. Sometimes I walk past and see myself still standing there, watching, smiling. I started covering every mirror. Bathroom, closet, even my phone screen. I turned off the front camera, deleted my selfies, but I still see it, out of the corner of my eye, a shape in the reflection. Not me, not anymore. I went back to the Clear Pine Motor Lodge a month later. I don't know what I was looking for. Closure, maybe. Maybe I wanted to believe it wasn't real. The place was boarded up, abandoned, windows shattered, paint peeling, but room 313 was still intact. Still locked through a crack in the wood. I saw it. The mirror was still there, still perfect, and standing inside the reflection there was someone who looked just like me, dressed the same, head tilted, smiling, that unknown unnatural, skin-stretching smile. And then it moved, raised one hand, fingers twitching, waving. That wasn't me. That thing had taken my place in the reflection, and I think it wants more. Now, sometimes when I dream, I'm not in my body. I'm in the room, watching from inside the mirror, screaming with no mouth, reaching, pounding, begging someone to see me. But they don't. They only see the reflection. And whatever's pretending to be me smiles back. So if you're ever stuck in a snowstorm and you find yourself in front of a motel with flickering signs and a room at the end of the hall, don't open the door if it says 313. And for the love of whatever keeps us human, don't look in the mirror.